What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building, and we got a UFC fantasy matchup prediction number 12. I know we didn't do one last week, but I was just so like last week was a massive fight week, and there was just so many breakdowns I did. I was like, man, I didn't have enough like basically time in the whole day. I could have like probably released 2 videos in a day, but I didn't feel like doing it. I felt like I released enough videos that week. I felt like I released at least five. I think I released 5 videos for the whole week. I'm pretty sure I released 5. But yeah, it is what it is at the end of the day. We got one here, and I got a banger. I already did my polls, and I did my I guess both of my polls in on Instagram and IG. And let's get to it, man. Jan Blachowicz versus Daniel Cormier. I mean, this is a great matchup. This could have happened a lot of times, but their careers never met because DC, he was always going up, and Jan was kind of stuck in this motion of going down and up, down and up, down and up. And I mean, it's a really great matchup. There was potential talks of it happening right after Jan had just beat Reyes, and Ali Abdullah. I was gonna call him Ali Abdullah Sleaze, but what is his name? How do you say it? I don't even know how to pronounce his actual name. I'll call him with no disrespect, Ali Abdullah Sleaze, right? I mean, he was kind of like almost antagonizing DC to come out of retirement and fight Jan Blachowicz. He was like saying, "Man, I think, on FaceTime to DC, and DC talked about it on the Ariel and DC show that Ali had hit him up and be like, I think you can beat Jan Blachowicz and get the belt." And apparently DC, he gave it 5 minutes of thought, and he had said no, but there was a thing in DC's almost his retirement post fight interview after losing to Stipe Miocic. He said, I only fight for belts, and it seems like I'm not going to be fighting for belts, so I think I'm done. And obviously, Jan, he didn't care. He said, hey, I'll beat your fat ass up. I'm not tripping. So I thought that was actually kind of funny that he said that. But it is what it is. It's a great matchup. I like the matchup. I think stylistically, it's it's fun. It's a fun fight, and it favors both guys, in my humble opinion. But I mean, Jan has showed throughout his career that he's always had problems with wrestlers. Earlier in his career, now later, he's somewhat nullified that, but I don't think we've ever got a clear cut answer. He fought Luke Rockhold, he fought Jacare Souza, and he fought Corey Anderson. Out of those 3 guys, there's one true light heavyweight, right, in Corey Anderson. Luke Rockhold, he's a very great grappler. I mean, tremendous top game, but it's really hard to find his takedown games in any of his career being really incredible. Same thing with Jacare Souza, and also Jacare kind of almost won that fight. And also you also got to think of it like this: with Jacare, he was 39 years old in that matchup. Jan at the time was 36, and he had a lot of success in there. But Jan defended any takedown. He defended all the takedown attempts. All Jacare had was, I guess, cage control, right? And it is what it is at the end of the day. But it's really like, I mean, those 2 guys, even though they're tremendous grapplers, and Jan showed that he could stop their grappling, it's still, I feel like there's still question marks on how good is his takedown defense. And then with Corey Anderson, he kind of knocked out Corey before he had the chance to take him down. So it's like, that's also a red flag right there. And that's how I look at it. I think that's probably one area of Jan's game that hasn't necessarily been challenged. Now, am I saying Jan's a bad grappler? No, he submitted Nikita Krylov with ease. Don't get it. He's a great grappler. He took down Israel Adesanya, who at the time had like a crazy takedown defense percentage, right? So he took him down, I think, like twice, right? And kept him on the ground for like the whole 2 rounds, in the 4th and 5th. So don't get it twisted. I think his offensive grappling is really underrated, but I think his defensive grappling, and especially his grappling cardio, is also I think in question. You look at what guys like Patrick Cummins did to him. Even Alexander Gustafsson turned into a wrestler when they fought each other, and they were able to kind of use that against him. So especially Patrick Cummins. I mean, Patrick Cummins in that performance against Jan, I mean, it's almost motivational how that guy made a comeback in that fight, because he literally was dead to rights in the first round. He was dead. I thought when I was watching the fight, I was like, yo, how did Jan lose this? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was just shocked, and he just showed, I mean, the will of a heart, and a Penn State wrestler is one guy you don't want to mess with, you know? That's what he showed. So, and that's obviously something that we've seen. But also that Jan has something over DC is Jan, first of all, his power. And in this resurgence that he's been on, he's utilized his body kicks like crazy. I mean, it's been his trademark, at least in his last two fights against Dominic Reyes and Adesanya. And against Corey Anderson and Luke Rockhold, he showed his legendary Polish power, and that's something he's never, I guess, had before. You know, it's actually something funny that I'm considering that an attribute, right? But that's something that DC never saw in Jan in his career. So you never know. Maybe he can shock DC with that. And it's actually really, really interesting. His power, he does have the reach advantage in this. Before I go into the stats, but yeah, the power. He has good grappling, and he's shown decent defensive grappling skills, you know, and the power and the body kicks. And we've seen how DC can be weak to body kicks. And also another thing is that DC's not necessarily a chain wrestler. You know, he hasn't, like, you can't really find a fight where DC put, you know, that wrestling pressure for 5 rounds. The only times he's ever really put crazy wrestling pressure on guys, maybe like Anderson Silva and Anthony Rumble Johnson, but Rumble Johnson broke. Can Jan break? Yeah, we've seen it. You know, Corey Anderson did it to him the first time, and Patrick Cummins kind of did to him. So those are times where wrestlers kind of broke him, but it's very rare. And where I'm gonna, you know, kind of put this fight in both their careers, I want Jan to fight 2018 DC, in my opinion, probably DC's best year in his whole career, even though he was 38. And I want DC fighting the Jan Blachowicz of now, who just defeated Adesanya and Dominic Reyes and has been on this crazy run. I'd like to see him fight that guy, and I think that would be dope. And I think even though it'd be fair, they're both kind of like near the same age, 38 versus 38, and I think it'd be an awesome matchup. But yeah, I think Jan would probably have the power advantage. He'd have the kicking advantage. And also, he might, in terms of striking cardio, he might even have that. But DC, she's quick. He knows how to, you know, destroy reach, and he has really, really interesting ways. I know you might call it the eye poke way, but it's, you know, the George Foreman kind of, you know, guard where, you know, he leaves his hands. He's always grabbing the wrist, and he's always able to utilize his jab and flick that jab and get close to guys and hit guys that are a lot bigger than him. So he's always been able to, you know, really good at that. And DC's not a bad kicker too. So stylistically, it's a great matchup. And I mean, obviously, you have to give the striking edge to Jan and the grappling edge to DC. And I think that's how you kind of have to break it down. But in terms of the stats, if I look at it, Jan, you know, when he fought Izzy, he was 27-8, but he climbed to 28-8. He fights out of Poland, age 38, a height of 6'2", and a reach of 78. And obviously, I know it doesn't say it on the screen, but I'll just, I guess, change the age. DC 22-3, fights out of San Jose, California. I'm gonna make him age 38, a height of 5'11", and a reach of 72.5. So Jan has a crazy reach advantage over DC. That's something that probably DC is gonna have to eliminate with his grappling. But I mean, DC's level changes. What's up, y'all? Sorry for the interruption, but I don't know what happened with the little recording button, but it kind of turned off for no reason. Usually it doesn't do that, but it is what it is. Like I was saying, man, DC's level changes, bro. I mean, what he was able to do to Anthony Johnson in the first fight, you know, even though he got stunned, he was just level change, and then strike. And then he was going with, in that second round, man, that's an underrated fight, in my humble opinion, between Rumble and DC, that first fight. And their rivalry was really, really underrated. Even though I kind of clowned Rumble a lot because I was a big DC fan, and this was back in school, and everyone was riding Rumble at the time. Everyone thought he was the GOAT or some shit. And I was just so happy when, you know, they were like, oh, that fat boy DC ain't gonna beat a real man in Rumble. I was just so happy when DC made that boy quit. And it is what it is at the end of the day. But yeah, like I said, it just he nullified Rumble's power with the level change, and striking in between. That's what DC's so good at, level changing and setting up his takedowns. I mean, it's just, he's so good at that. The way he throws that hook in the clinch, and just everything he does off the break, and the way he enters into the single leg and gets the high crotch single leg, gets that power high crotch, and just throws guys on their fucking heads. You know what I'm saying? It's so impressive what he's able to do there. And he's a problem, y'all. He is a fucking problem. And I mean, that's even though Jan does have that reach advantage, and Jan could win this fight. Don't get it twisted. This is a very, very close competitive title fight with Jan's resurgence in DC being in 2018, the year as fighter of the year, I guess, basically the year he got the fighter of the year award. I'm sorry, I fucking messed it up, but it is what it is. It's a really competitive fight, and anybody can really, really win this. Like, honestly, I swear to God, anyone can really win this. And I could see Jan fucking blasting DC, or maybe even submitting DC. I think he'd be the first person to do it, if he did it. But I could also see DC wearing on him, breaking him, bringing him back to them Patrick Cummins days, bringing him back to that first Corey Anderson fight. I think I could see it. And honestly, I'm a big DC fan. I'm a big AKA Homer. So I'm going to be riding with DC on this one. I think DC probably... I don't know, man. Jan's super tough, but I think DC would get him out of there in the third round or the fourth. I think he'd just break him. I think it just would be too much. The pace, the wrestling, and just DC at light heavyweight, man. I know, like, people like, heavyweight DC, but I honestly do feel like light heavyweight DC, or at least maybe when he didn't, turn fucking 40 or 41, or you could say age was a factor, but just DC a lot younger at 38. I just felt like he was just a different beast. Pre-back injury DC, he's just a monster, bro. I really truly feel like that he was a monster. So, yeah, I would stick with DC there. But if we go look at the Twitter polls and the IG polls, let's start off with IG and let's see how people scored it. Hold up, y'all. Let me just get it. Let me find it. Where is it? I don't know why I can't find it. Wait, hold up, y'all. I don't know why this I found it. All right, so on IG, 29% went went with Jan and 71% went with DC. So I was kind of happy to see that, which is funny. But when I went on Twitter, it was 71% for Jan and 29 for DC, so that's kind of crazy. I was shocked there. So y'all know how it is. I get 1 point, right? Twitter gets 1 point. Instagram gets 1 point. So right now it's 2-1 DC. Now obviously the final judge of the fantasy prediction showdown is the UFC gameplay, UFC 4 gameplay. And let's say if it goes with Jan, they get 2 points, and Jan will edge it. But if I do it, we take it out of there, or if DC gets it, that's what I mean, we'll take it out of there, and obviously DC's the winner. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay. Do not forget to follow me on my IG and my Twitter. If you're new, subscribe, go click the notification button, like, comment, share, and share the video. Obviously, let's get this eBay Fight Prediction Nation growing. Love y'all and goodbye. Boy, DC versus Jan. Let's get it. It's time for showtime. Y'all know it. DC finna work this boy. No glove touch. No glove. Oh, overhand high kick combo from DC. Oh, good check hook from Jan. High kick from DC. God damn, DC letting it out. Yeah. Oh, uppercut from Jan. Oh, DC with the throw. Oh, north-south. Now side control. Boom, mount. Oh, no. It's a wrap, Jan. Nope. Stay down there. Oh, DC going for the armbar. Oh, the GOAT armbar by DC. Oh, man. The best armbar of all time. Y'all finna see it. Watch. Easy money. Where the legendary Polish power at now? Huh? Easy money. It's over. He finna tap. Bye-bye. Let's go. Easy money. I told y'all. DC ain't losing to no Jan. He ain't losing to some guy named Yan. Y'all crazy. Yeah, let him know. Shake that head, DC. Let him know. Light work. Easy work right there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Man, look at the throw though. Oh, bada bing. Woo. Man. Alright though, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram, on my Twitter. Subscribe, comment, like, share. Love y'all.